So this is called pelvic curl. It's one simple move, but it really mobilizes your spine. It releases your hip flexors and it strengthens your hip extensors, so glute and hamstrings, which are not used in sitting. So it's a really nice exercise to, balance out your sitting position a little bit. So you want to have that third foot space in between your feet. Have your pelvis in neutral. So again, if you would place your fingertips together, fingertips onto the pubic bone, palms on the hip bones, they should be on the same plane. So you don't want your lower back sinking or arching. If your head is quite far away, make sure you're underlaid so your shoulders and your head are on the same plane. And then just let your arms relax where they're comfortable alongside the body. So as you exhale, you tilt your pelvis backwards, you engage your abdominals, you draw back through the pelvic floor, and you let your lower back sink into the mat, lifting the pelvis just off. Pause here and breathe down towards the lower back. With your next exhalation, roll up further onto your lower ribs, so keep the front of the ribs soft, expanding the breath into the lower back, and then rolling up until the weight is in between the shoulder blades. Be aware that you stay soft through the front of the ribs. You use your hip extensors, so glutes, hamstrings, you're strengthening them. You're opening up through the front of the hips, which you already did on the way up as well. And you're mobilizing the spine. So you roll down, just let the breath flow, one vertebra at a time. Have that sense of lifting your tailbone up to the ceiling, so you're articulating through the spine. At the end, bring the tailbone to neutral, so resting on the sacrum again, and you breathe in. So let's go one more time. You tilt the pelvis backwards. Let the lower back sink into the mat as long as you can, and then you just lift off. Pause here and breathe in. With your next exhalation, roll onto the lower ribs. Keep that softness through the front of the hips. Feel how the ribs, and feel how the front of the hips are opening, and then you slowly rolling up. Some of you might not come this high without pushing through your back, so it's fine. You just stay lower. You softly have the front of the ribs closed. You feel that openness through the hip joints, and really feel the strength flowing through the hamstrings into the glutes as well. And then roll down. Still have that sense of lifting the tailbone up as you roll down one vertebra at a time. So really feel how you can mobilize each portion of the spine, slowly rolling back down. Bring the pelvis back to neutral, and then release pelvic floor and abdominals every time you come to that position. And you do it 5 to 8 times. Enjoy.